안녕하세요, Cloud입니다. Hey guys, Cloud here. This is a recap of How to Study Korean Lesson 6. This is part 2 of conjugating verbs and adjectives. At this point, you should be familiar with conjugating the plain form and have just learned the honorific conjugations. Alright, let's get into it. This lesson is divided into 3 different parts. Firstly, Korean honorifics. Well, what are they? They're different conjugations for words that depend on who you're speaking to. In this lesson, we'll go over 3 different conjugations. The low informal, which is with your friends and family, people you're close with. The high informal, which is used in most situations. And finally, we'll talk about the high formal, which is something you use with people you have to have a lot of respect for. Alright, let's see how these forms are conjugated. Let's talk about the present tense first. In the low informal conjugation, we take the verb stem and we add o, a, or yo. The verb stem of to eat, 먹다, is 먹, and then we add o, so 먹어. 들어보 is the verb stem of 들어보다. We take that and we add 들어봐. And finally, 살다, we take the stem, 살, and it becomes 살아. Alright, let's talk about the high informal now. All you do is you take the low informal conjugation that we just learned, and you add yo at the end. So 먹다 again, 먹 is the stem, 먹어 is the low informal, and we add yo at the end, 먹어요. 들어보, 들어봐, and then 들어봐요. Same thing for 살다. 살, the stem, 살아, the low informal, and then the high informal, 살아요. Alright, now let's look at the high formal conjugation. What you do with this one is you take the verb stem and you add 입니다 or 씁니다, depending on if it ends in a vowel or a consonant. For example, 먹다, the stem is 먹, we add 씁니다 for it to become 먹습니다. 들어보 becomes 들어봅니다, and 가다, the stem 가, becomes 갑니다. Right. Okay, now let's talk about the past tense. The only difference is that you add, instead of a, o, or yo, you're going to add asо, oso, or yoso in the low informal conjugation. So for example, in 먹다, we take the stem 먹 and we add os어요 or oso, so 먹었어. Then 들어보 becomes 들어봤어, and 살 becomes 살았어. In the high informal, we just take these and we add yo at the end. So 먹 becomes 먹었어요. 들어보 becomes 들어봤어요, and 살 becomes 살았어요. Now finally, for the high formal, we're going to add as습니다, 없습니다, or 였습니다 to the stem. So 먹다, the stem 먹, becomes 먹었습니다. 들어보 becomes 들어봤습니다, and 가 becomes 갔습니다. Alright, we're almost done with verbs. Let's look at the future tense now. It's actually really easy. All you do is you add queso for the low informal, and then to make it high informal, you add yo, so quesoyo, and then finally, for the high formal, you take the queso and you add 씁니다, so it becomes ques습니다. So just to show example, 먹다, we take the stem 먹, and we add queso. For the low informal, 먹겠어. Then for the high informal, we add a yo, 먹겠어요. And then for the highest formality, for the high formal, 먹겠습니다. Do the same thing for 가다. We take the verb stem 가, we add 겠어, 가겠어, 가겠어요, and then finally, 가겠습니다. Alright, that's it for conjugating verbs. Now let's look at adjectives. The good news is, adjectives and verbs conjugate exactly the same in all honorific forms. Let's look at an example. In the present tense, we have 예쁘다 conjugating to 예뻐, and higher formality, 예뻐요, and the highest formality, 예쁩니다. If we take this to the past tense, we get 예뻤어, 예뻤어요, and 예뻤습니다. And finally, in the future tense, we get 예쁘겠어, 예쁘겠어요, and 예쁘겠습니다. Alright, that's it for this lesson. We're almost done with conjugation. One more lesson to go. Next lesson, we talk about irregular conjugation. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll be sure to respond. Also, make sure to check out the other videos that go along with this lesson. Link for all of these will be in the description below.